A very good morning to all of you, dear students. Our today's topic is this: types of elements on the basis of their electronic configuration. So as we know that when we write electronic configuration, then differentiating electron can be entered into any subshell. It can be S, P, D or F. Okay, means when we write electronic configuration, then for some elements differentiating electron enters into P subshell. For some other elements it can be entered into S, D or F also. Okay, differentiating electron means last electron. Okay, so last electron can be entered into any subshell. So on the basis of these different electronic configuration, we can divide the elements into certain types. So this is our today's topic. Today we will discuss some types of elements which are different from one another on the basis of their different electronic configuration. Okay, so let's start the topic. As we know about the periodic table, that in this table these two groups belongs to the element in which last electron enters into S subshell. That's why these two groups are known as S block elements. Okay, not these two groups actually. The elements present in these two groups are known as S block elements. This area belongs to P block element, means in these elements last electron will enter into P subshell. Similarly, this area belongs to D block, and these two rows present at the bottom belongs to F block elements. Okay, so I will take 18 group element first. Okay, out of P block element I am taking 18 groups element. So all the elements present in this group are known as inert gases. Okay, so let's write it. First of all, we'll talk about the position. So as we know that all the inert gases present in 18 groups, which is situated at the extreme right in the periodic table. Okay, so this is about the position of inert gases. Now second point is about electronic configuration. So inert gases represents this type of electronic configuration, NS2 NP6. Okay, so as it is clear from this configuration that this is a completely filled electronic configuration, as S can contain maximum 2 electron and 2 electrons are there, and P can contain maximum 6 electron and 6 electrons are there. Okay, so this is a completely filled electronic configuration. So because of this type of electronic configuration, inert gases do not react with other elements to form compounds. Okay, because they are already having completely filled orbitals. Okay, so this is the reason they are known as inert gases. Although if you provide some specific condition, then they can react with some specific elements only, but this is different condition. Okay, at normal conditions they do not react with other elements. That's why they are known as inert gases, and represents NS2 NP6 type of configuration. You can take examples here: helium, neon, argon, 18, 10 and 2. The electronic configuration for helium would be 1s2. As you can see here that it is not following NS2 NP6 type of configuration. Okay, but this is inert gas, that's why it is present in 18 group but does not represent this type of configuration. So this is the exceptional case of 18 group. Okay, now for neon, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. So this is the NS2 NP6 configuration, means it is following this type of configuration. And argon, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2 and 3p6. It is also representing the same type of configuration. Okay, so these are some examples of inert gases, and this is the position of inert gases. Okay, now we'll take another type of element, which is representative elements. So representative elements includes all S block elements and all P block elements. Okay, S block plus P block. So out of these two we will take this as a first topic. Okay, S block and P block element collectively known as representative elements, and first we will discuss S block element. Okay, so first of all about position. So as you can see in periodic table that S block elements belongs to first and second group. Okay, so group 1 and group 2, and these two groups situated at the extreme left in the periodic table. Okay, so it belongs to group 1 and 2, which is situated at the extreme left in the periodic table. Second point is about electronic configuration. So these elements represents NS1 or NS2, or collectively you can write 1 to 2 type of electronic configuration. Okay, all the elements belongs to first group will show NS1 configuration, and all the elements belong to second group will show this type of configuration. Okay, or collectively you can say that S block element represents NS1 to 2 type of electronic configuration. Okay, let's take some examples. As hydrogen, helium and sodium present in first group, so they will show this type of electronic configuration. Let's see how. 1s1 according to atomic number 1, as it has 3 electrons, so 1s2 2s1. Sodium has 11 electrons, so 1s2 2s2 2p6 and 3s1. So you can see that they are representing NS1 type of configuration. Okay, let's take some examples of group 2. Beryllium 1s2 2s2. Okay, magnesium 1s2 2s2 2p6 3s2. Okay, again ns2 ns2. Calcium you can take 1s2 2s2 2p6 3s2 3p6 and 4s2. Okay, so all these elements are representing ns2 type of configuration. Okay, because these elements belongs to group 2. Okay, so this is about the electronic configuration. Now we'll talk about the valency. So first of all, what is valency? So the electrons present in the outermost shell, which can be used in the compound formation, okay, are known as valency. So as you can see that for elements of group 1, they are having only 1 electron. So all the elements of group 1 will show 1 valency. Okay, means they are monovalent in nature. And what about the second group element? So all these elements will show 2 valency, means they are bivalent in nature because they are having 2 electrons in their outermost subshell. Okay, so this is about the valency. Now we'll talk about the nature. So they all the element present in these, all the elements of these two groups, okay, are metallic in nature, as they can donate the electron because their valency is 1 or 2. Okay, or you can say because they are having 1 or 2 electron which they can easily donate, so they will show metallic nature. And as they are metallic in nature, so they will definitely good conductor of electricity and heat. Okay, because what is the condition required to be a conductor? it is a free electron, and it has free electron as it has 1 or 2 electron in its outermost shell, so it can easily furnish free electron. That's why they will show good conduction of electricity and heat. Okay, now last point is reducing agent. First of all, what is reduction? So reduction is a procedure in which electrons are added. Okay, this is the procedure in which electrons are added. And what is reducing agent? Any element which can promote reduction will be a reducing agent. Okay, so as they are having 1 or 2 electron which can easily donate, so they will definitely promote the reduction. So that's why they are reducing agent, good reducing agent. Okay, so this is the properties of S block element. Okay, now we'll discuss P block element. Okay.